Welcome to the Insane Reality of Midlife Health podcast, where we redefine midlife health from a real perspective. I'm a certified health coach and personal trainer, here to guide you through the challenges women face. You'll hear tips and stories from everyday women who have walked this path. Let's shift our focus from the past to embrace who we are now. Welcome to another episode of the Insane Reality of Midlife Health. Today I have a good friend with me, Sarah. And Sarah, I have known for a while. I've not got to work with her in my industry so much as I moved back to Tennessee. But there's a lot about her I still don't know. And we're going to find out some stuff today. So we're going to start off with some questions, Sarah, first of all, I have to introduce before we get going that Sarah made sure this was true Southern Belle and the hot summer July sun. So I have to just make sure those get pointed out today that they will be coming in use because it is muggy out here.
It's the South and it's summer.
Exactly. All right. So this one question I like to ask everybody because I really want to see if there's a trend with this or not. So my first question to you is, at what age or specific time in your life did you notice that your body just stopped responding the same to exercise, diet, and all the things?
40.
40?
Mm-hmm. Okay. I think 40 was like a switch. Something goes off in your body, and it's like, oh, no, wait a minute. Everything's slowed down. So my metabolism's gone. I feel like my energy's gone.
Did you feel anything kind of creeping up to let you know, or did it just like boom?
No, it felt like a boom thing. Like I went to sleep and I woke up the next day. I was so sore. I said, what did I do? I was asleep. How do you wake up from sleeping sore?
I have been there. I've definitely been there. All right. So next question. What is well, first of all, let me ask you this. Do you know what a fad diet is?
Yes.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What do you think is considered a fad diet? Name some ideas.
The keto diet. I don't know. There was I call them sludgies, but it's the green smoothie 10-day diet.
Okay. That
one you can lose 10 pounds on. It does work. But then you gain right back because you got to eat at some point.
Yeah, tell me about your experience with them. So that one tried it, worked, but boom,
yeah,
comes right
weight
back.
Came right back. Okay. It wasn't, none of the fad diets seemed to work for me. I don't know. I've tried the Phentermine. I go to the diet doctor or whatever they are. Mm-hmm. All those people, none of that stuff worked. The lipo shots, all the things. Okay. I love asking this question because I have literally learned a new one every time with somebody I've asked. Mm-hmm. And there are some interesting ones out there. So those are always... I appreciate the B12 shot. I go and get that now. And I've noticed that helps my energy. And that's a nutrition added to your body. But it's not a diet. But that is a part of a regimen. So yes, that is good. Yes. So you do know what a fad diet is. You explained, that you have tried some. Is there like a certain time frame of like, from my 20s to 30s, I was always on and off fad diets, or now I just tried one or two in the last? I would say from 30 to 40s when I really started doing it after I had my last kid and stuff. I lost the weight pretty easy after the kids. I feel like it was just my 30s I started packing on the pounds. Okay. So you would say maybe a good 10 years you were on them, off them, on them, off them. Mm-hmm. The Phentermine, all that, yeah. Okay. I want to know that with a lot of women when I work with them because I don't know if people ever think about this, but my opinion on that is what we're doing when we're on these fad diets is obviously each time we're restricting a main nutrient of some sort. Mm-hmm. Obviously we don't need processed sugars, but most of the fad diets are picking on one exact area and they're pulling it out completely. And our body has to have 3 main macronutrients, but it needs a lot of other nutrients. So when we just pull something out completely, it shuts kind of down that area. And so I always find it interesting because I feel like if someone lives 5-10 years on these diets, some people their whole life, you are turning on and off your system so much that eventually they're not going to work the same. So it's going to be a lot harder, I believe, for women to come off of that and just try to do a smooth sailing diet, which what we all need to do, just a good balanced diet. And it's hard for a minute for our body to recover and come back to what it should, because I feel like I said, different systems kind of started shutting down. We've turned them off and on, off and on, off and on. So does that make sense? Because I always, I think that has a lot to do with women as they're moving forward, to just know, like, hey, if this is the life that you've lived on these fad diets, be patient, re-heal your body, get that system back functioning. Don't give up, because you've probably put your body through a lot of stress. So.
Yeah, I think we don't know our bodies enough. Like you just said, micronutrients, all these things. I'm like, wait, I need what? I've had this body 43 years. I didn't know I needed that.
Yeah. I mean, and it's every day's more education around it, but definitely there's a lot around those macronutrients, especially for us in our 40s and plus.
What I need to know.
Because we are a very finicky body for hormonal reasons that come about in these years, and it is not, a lot more is needed, and a lot more has to be delicately handled to function at its best.
There is a whole lot that needs to
be. You're going to become a ballerina through these times.
Okay.
But yeah, I think it's just encouraging for people to know, like, if you've tried it all and you're out here doing all these diets and restricting this and going hard and doing the boot camps and all the things, why is it not working?
And I think it's hard too, because we all are in that world where we want instant gratification. Like, we want it now. We want to have we want the weight loss now. We don't want to wait a year to lose 10 pounds, which is probably about a good plan, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if that's a little bit too long, I don't know, but I'm just saying.
To each his own, yeah.
But, I'm just saying, just from diet and a minimal exercise.
No, it's good. Definitely, because that's going to stay off, like you said.
That's what I'm getting at. Not the up, down, up, down, up, down. Like, when you lose that pound is gone. Not coming back.
Yes. It's one thing to lose 5 to 10 pounds where it's consistent of what I ate that week of, and how much water I'm holding, and how much stress, and how much I didn't sleep. But when you say what you said, yes, to have a year where these 10 solid pounds are never teeter-tottering on your scale every other week, that is your goal. So yes, to look at it that way, you are correct. You are correct, my friend. Ding, ding. Okay. Okay. Question. We're moving right along here faster than normal. What area, if you had to just pinpoint something, do you feel like you're struggling with the most in your overall health right now? And you can talk about maybe an area you used to and fixed it, or something you still are trying to figure out, either or.
So now I just want to get more toned up all around. I went and had a tummy tuck. Probably not the smartest decision I ever made. I think I should have done a lot more prior to that to, for one, get ready. I should have had more realistic expectations of it and all kinds of stuff. It was not an easy thing to go through. I think I thought it was going to be like a switch. Like, I was going to, just wake up a size 3 and everything was going to be beautiful. That is not how it happened. So I'm about, like 4 months out now, and I'm just now starting to get out in the world and stuff. It's been rough, so I feel like I could have done 4 months of exercising and lost the 5 pounds. That's all you lose, so 5 pounds.
Is that what they told you?
What do you mean?
Did they tell you, like, you're going to lose this much, or they didn't even tell you?
They didn't tell me much. I wasn't the smartest about it, maybe. I went to Florida and had it done.
Okay.
So my consultation and everything was kind of all bam, 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 bam. I wish I had known more about the aftercare. That's very important. I stayed there for 2 weeks, but then when I came back, things got rough. I ended up in the hospital. Every week I went. My incision got infected. It's still not even, it's healed, but I have like pieces of wire coming out of my body. And it still doesn't, like, I feel like I look okay in clothes, but it's still not what I was expecting. It was not my miracle cure like I thought it was going to be. It was very painful, and I wouldn't do it again. Like, I'm happy with me now, but it's because I almost died, and I feel like now I love me no matter what I look like.
Did you really feel like that? Like you felt like you was literally on your deathbed at this point because of the infections and stuff?
Well, the infections, but it was more like right after the medication. They gave me tramadol. I'm not sure if you know what that is, but it's not that great of a painkiller.
Okay.
I think my body went into shock because I didn't have anything to dull the pain. Like it was the worst pain I've had 4 C-sections and nothing has hurt as bad as this. That's another thing. Google will tell you that it is easier to recover from a tummy tuck than a C-section, and I call BS. It is not easier.
And you should know with 4 kids with 4 C-sections.
You know,
yes, this woman should know.
C-section.
I would rather ask you than the doctor at this point.
But so that was the expectations I had was 2 weeks down, I'm back and good to go.
Oh my. Okay. Did you, and just, I always like to know this. Women make decisions a lot of times based off, we know somebody that did it, or they said this worked and it worked for them.
I know 2 people that went. My one friend, she did really well. She was back at work on day 6 and ready to go. The other lady, she had kind of complications like me. Her incision got infected. It took a minute, and now her results, I don't think she is even, I don't think she's even really flat. It's bulgy. It's not
scar.
But it's not a like a guaranteed thing how your body is going to react to such a thing. We see all these pictures and all these beautiful things, and we just don't know if like that might not be how your body does.
Well, I think that is a really good point to go in on. Is you just said the golden ticket to everything, and that is when someone comes to me and asks me what they can do for whatever their goal is, I never say this is going to work for this, because one thing I've learned in 20 plus years of working with people is what you said, you do not know how your body is, how your genetics, how your healing, what you're going to do when you're not around me, that outside of what I tell you, like you don't know truly what your body is going to do with what we're trying. And that's something that mentally we have to understand and be open to trial and error as we're going through this journey. But 2, not thinking because it worked for your friend, it was going to work for you, and so forth.
And they went to the same place. Like they went to Miami just the same as I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is scary. That is horribly scary. And you made a point earlier. We live in a place or a world now where instant gratification overcomes our true thinking, our reasonable thinking of what really is going to be best for me. One, I think this goes well with the whole mental behavioral side of, like, yes, physically you may or may not see what you want to see, but did that help with the mental side of who you want to be, who you know, your character?
Almost dying will do it. I swear, you'll love life.
So yeah, I mean, like, how did you feel mentally? Like, or let me ask you this: how would you want, when you're setting your goals in health and like you said, being stronger, and like that obviously isn't going to bring the body tone. It's going to lay the stomach flat and encourage you, like you said, I think before, to go to the gym. But
that's what I was thinking. I thought, okay, I'll go lop that sucker off, you know, and then the rest of me, it'll be easy to get in there and do this, that, and the other. Who knows when I'll be able to do anything.
Long recovery, per what you said. And to each his own, we don't know. I appreciate you sharing that with me, because that is something a lot of people I've had just straight up come in my office and say, hey, I'm thinking about using you, but I'm also thinking about getting a tummy tuck or one of those procedures. I'll try you out for a little while, but if this doesn't work, I'm going that route. But either way, from what you said, you're still going to have to come back to me.
So, and my thing is, I would think it would be better, and it says this, like when you do your research on tummy tuck, to lose the weight that you want and make, you know, exercise and do all the things before you go, right? Well, my mentality was I didn't want to lose my boobs and I didn't want to lose my butt. So I didn't want to do it. I wanted this gone and then to make everything else a smidge smaller. I don't want, you know, I still want it in my curves. And my math said get rid of this.
And you are good at math. I do know that about you.
People used to cheat off me. No.
You want quick, easy ways to prep healthier breakfasts and lunches? Developing healthy habits from 25 to 35 can set you up for a lifetime of wellness and vitality. Join my live nutritional workshop where we'll tackle meal prep together and ensure you're meeting your macronutrient goals for optimal results. You'll receive a grocery list for these meals, so no more procrastinating, ladies. We're going to be productive as a community. Now let's lay the foundation for a balanced, fulfilling life together. But that is also another good point that you bring up, is that you're, this is part of mid-age. I blinked out.
I do that.
You just,
all the time.
That's something we can bring up as we're in the middle of this podcast.
I've been doing mushroom
coffee
tincture stuff.
Yes. You feel like it's helping?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I sleep better. My mood's better.
Yeah, because I just totally blanked out. I had a very good valid point off of what you just said. But,
Wind it back.
we're keeping this real. So, yes, this happens a lot at this age. I'm sure all of y'all are laughing right now thinking that happens to you on a daily basis as well. Or not. If not, be my next person and please tell me what you're doing other than getting more sleep than me. But, yes, I think all of these are good points to just know mentally, physically, how are we truly wanting to build our character as we move forward. The quick fix it's going to still lead us back to square one. Everything, and that's the one thing I hope people do start understanding truly is, yes, there's a lot of instant gratification in this world now, but everything's going to lead you back to square one.
Including the donuts and all the things, because you're happy when you eat your donuts. Like, I've noticed being addicted to food is like a real thing. It's a real thing I'm trying to deal with right now. Like, not eating the house down at midnight is not easy.
Those cravings do come more through these times of our life too. Our body is telling us it wants something, but our mind is thinking it's the simplified processed foods and sweets. Mm-hmm. It does want something. It's needing something, but that's not the ticket. That's not the answer. And we got to figure out what it's needing and feed that area before we move on to all this stuff like that. Once it starts getting truly what it needs, back to the macronutrients and the all the nutrients we need, that's a little different now in these ages. That is where once we finally start getting our body settled and happy, it's a journey. It's not easy because we're still mentally loving that thought of that donut, but those will start weaning away a little bit more and more.
That healthy thing, that's like my main goal now. I just want to be healthy.
Yeah. Yes. So, to what I forgot earlier, you mentioned something about keeping the curves. I think that's a very interesting one to bring up because we are in the generation of curves, and I love curves. I'll be honest, I never want to train somebody down to a skinny pole unless that's what they prefer. So I'm all about a woman keeping her natural curves, but I think it is kind of overly obsessed on, to the point where you would rather wear a waist cincher every day of your life and go get a surgery than work out because you're afraid you're going to lose some curves. And that's I think naturally we all want that, and it's sad that we have to choose our health over our beauty in that fact. Why can't we mix those two together?
That's what the lady said to me. I am standing there. Okay, we're being completely transparent here. I'm completely naked. This lady is trying to bandage up this horrible wound that I have with a drain that's oozing funk out of it. And while I'm doing this, she goes, "Oh, well, you won't need a BBL." That's what we're concerned about right now. Like that, no. Like, I don't even care about what I look like.
You have to explain what a BBL
Heal
is
me.
For the people that are not familiar with BBL.
Isn't that the butt one? Mm-hmm.
The
where they make your butt bigger, right?
The BBL is the butt surgery, correct? Mm-hmm. Okay. Just clarifying, because we have a lot of different
new things out here. So
Oh yeah, that's
so
what
she-
I think. That's what. Yeah.
So she's saying you won't need that now. Your waist is making this good.
Well, yeah. I'm like, no, that's not what. I don't care about any of that.
But that's what
lady.
she's used to seeing.
Mhm.
And that's where.
And all the women in there, they all looked beat up. Like I would look around the waiting room because I'd have to go back every day to get a like the lymphatic drainage massage. So I'm looking around this room and there's women with black eyes, we busted lips, looking like we all look so like we'd all been ran over by a truck. And I'm like, this is what we are doing to ourselves for why again?
And the question I would have is, are you going home happy? And does that change your mentality and your mental health at that point? That's.
I mean, some women, I think, almost need something like that to make them feel better. But I think the moment you get the one thing fixed, you're going to find something else.
Yeah.
If that's who, if you've got to work on the mental, you've got to love you.
Yeah. Yes. I think the thing I love the most about working with men and women I've worked with is you cannot go buy a bottle of character.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot buy a bottle of where is my words going today? Of confidence.
Mm-hmm.
You can't go buy a bottle of that. You can't get surgery added into that. You can't pour that into your body for surgery. So the funnest parts of my career and like I said, this is men and women, is watching their character and their confidence glow through, I mean, I'm talking about if you could just see the stages and watching them walk out with, and these are people that, I mean, I have people that they just wanted to be healthy, meaning they're still considered in some people's eye a larger woman or a larger man, but they are down to where their weight is not affecting and giving them diabetes and chronic illnesses. They're still full.
I was going to say, just accomplishing
and that's
the getting in the gym all the time. It helps your mental and everything.
Yes, that's the cool part. They are walking away with more sass in their walk. I mean, every one of them. Or if it's a man, more macho. I mean, I have seen this. It's probably one of my most best feelings of just feeling blessed I can do this with people. And it's always a surprise every time. And then when I sit back and I'm like, you are a different person walking out of here every time. Mm-hmm. That is the best feeling ever. And then when they realize that, I know, like when I bring that to their attention, they just laugh and they're like, they know. And that confidence, you don't get that. So I think with all this being said, I would like to end on the fact that this right here is the best thing you can know about your health, is building that character. And yeah, every now and then. Loving yourself. Yeah, loving yourself.
Being happy in the moment and who you are now, but always wanting to be better.
Yes. And not settling, but being okay with where you are. Mm-hmm. Those are a good, that's a tough one. But I think that this is a great thing for people to start really setting back, reviewing their goals, resetting their goals, and saying, what does my real health need to look like right now as a full picture? Because that is the most important thing that you're going to walk away with, that's going to last forever. And if you've had 4 children and 4 seasons, gosh darn it, if you want to get some skin cleaned up right here, you deserve that. You do deserve that. I believe you deserve that. But going back to what you said, because I've had a lot of other women ask that, and I said, I would never say you don't deserve it, because Lord, unless you've done it yourself, you don't know how hard it is. But first, find your love for yourself, strengthen your body on your own by going in strength training, by doing your cardiovascular, go strengthen your body, do self-love things, then treat yourself to that.
Yeah, I've noticed after the surgery, I'm just way weaker, overall, just from the laying up in the bed for so long and trying to recover and everything.
Yes.
I get winded up the stairs.
Yes, and if, like you said, if you would have started strengthening first, mm-hmm. But you didn't know. You tried it, and that's why I am very thankful that you came and you shared that with me today, because I couldn't tell somebody what that's like or if that's good or bad. Only you could. And I feel like you're a great candidate you've been through enough to know what hurts, what doesn't hurt, and what you can handle. So
Yeah, I just want people to have realistic expectations. I'm not telling anybody to or not do it.
Mhm.
It's your body. You do what you want to do. But it's going to hurt. And it is not a switch. It is not like a bam, wake up and you're
a new cartoon
good to
character.
go. Yeah, no, you're not going to be beach ready in a couple weeks. Like, yeah.
I love that you shared that with me. I really, really appreciate that. Or shared it with the people, the ladies of this podcast here. So I hope that you come back and do another podcast with me. Always a pleasure talking with you. It's just a nice, good natural flow. I know that you have been through the journey and still going through the journey, and we'll do it together.
Yay.
Oh, before you leave,
What?
I like to give everybody a little portion of my garden.
I love it.
Zucchini. We can make zucchini boats that taste like pizza.
Look, I'm making
And some tomatoes, and I'll give you some cucumbers too. Make that good cucumber, tomato, apple cinnamon vitamins.
There we go.
Apple vinegar.
Cider.
Thank you. This
Look, and I said
is
vinegar.
not my day. We'll talk about sleep on another episode. So yeah, you do something with this stuff, girl.
Thank you.
Have a ham sandwich. Not ham, but yeah.
I'm making Mediterranean chicken tonight. We'll chop it up and throw it in there.
That's actually a perfect idea. All right. See y'all next time. Thank you so much for tuning in.